In this video we're gonna look at how you should set up your lazy spa jacuzzi. Preferably set up your spa to a level ground on a decking or such, preferably off the ground, so that the moisture underneath the pool is able to dry out and no insects or ants will gather under the pool. And it also prolong the longevity of the pool. First of all, you need to find this gasket in the packing. This is very important, otherwise the piping will leak and water will escape from the pool. The gasket goes to the pump side. It's an O-ring that goes to the pump. You put it in tightly. Then you get the piping that is used to fill up the pool. You connect it to the pump, and the appendix that was removed is that it's used when you're emptying the pool. It reverts the airflow so that it sucks the air from the pool when you're emptying it, but you don't need it when you're filling up the pool. First of all, the marker 1 states that this is the one to be filled first. You connect your hose using the correct attachment. So the hose comes with 2 attachments, different pools. You snugly tighten it. Don't use too much force, because remember, it is plastic, it will break easily if you use a lot of force. Now we're starting at the pump. It will slowly fill up the pool. Just leave it be, it takes a couple of minutes to fully inflate. Once the pool is inflated completely, you can turn off the pump. Now we're gonna fill up the lid. You're tucking the lid underneath the sheathing of the cover. Because if you fill it up before you tucking it in, it will not fit. And the hose marking is marked with the number 2, saying that you should fill this up second. Change the fitting to a correct one so it fits inside it. You will need to fill up the lid a couple of times during the usage season. It empties up and it gathers moisture inside it, so there will be water trapped inside it. And the pool itself usually don't need to, you can top it off with air a couple of times in 4 or 5 months, but usually it lasts a very long time, the air. It's a good quality pool. So you can lift the lid up so that it has space to expand. Now you can put the lid aside. I can close the vents, take out the hose. Remember to check that the gasket, rubber gasket, is still in place, otherwise the pool will leak. Take off the cover. Those two smaller ones are the water hoses that circulates the water inside, and the bigger one is the air hose that manages the bubbles. Connect the water hoses. This should be aligned perfectly, so the pump needs to be on level ground also. So if there's any kinks in the line, that will cause an issue later on. But if the ground is level and it's on the same level as the pool, there shouldn't be any alignment issues with the hoses. And remember at this point also that these are plastic clippings, so do not use too much force, otherwise they will break or the threading will break. So lifting up the pump to align the air pipe so that it has a smooth glide inside. Okay, now we're ready to fill up the pool. First, before filling, it is a good way to clean up the pool after usage. If it has been in storage, clean up the dust, debris, whatever there is inside. Just use a microfiber cloth with water. Do not use any chemicals, because if it's soaps or other chemicals, it will bubble up the water and make it dirty. So just a microfiber towel with clean water, nothing else, to clean the pool inside. Remember to clean every crevice or nook there is. If you have a new pool, you can probably skip this step, but if it has been already used and it is in winter storage, it's a good idea to clean up the pool before filling it. And remove the covers from the filter connection and the chlorine connection. Now I'm gonna put in the filter. This uses number 5 or the number 4 filter. Lazy Spa, Best Way sells them. These are not expensive, about €3 per piece. And you always use a clean filter when you're assembling the pool. The pool comes with the actual package. The box comes with a couple of filters already inside it, but remember to buy these because at least in my country, these filters are mostly sold out after the summer or at the end of summer. This is the chlorine distributor. Here you can put the chlorine tablets. It screws on. Remember, don't use force. These are plastic connectors, but they will break if you use too much force. Now the filters are in place and the chlorine distributor is also in place. Now I'm gonna fill up the pool with water and enjoy the great view. So there's level markings, on the pool side where the water level should be. It should be between the minimum and maximum lines. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about the water quality. Buy these little tester strips to test out the pH value of the water and also the acidity of the water. And there is also the chlorine level. So this is regular tap water, so we need to add a little bit pH to it and also add the chlorine to it. So the strip tells you the correct amount of chlorine and correct amount of the pH level of the pool. So it should be about 7, so it's neutral the pool. You need these kind of chemicals. This pH level plus, this adds the pH level to the pool, and in the package also comes with the pH minus that decreases the pH. Remember to mix the granules to bucket of water, only one chemical at a time, do not mix and match chemicals. So you pour in the granules of the package, mix it in a warm water, and then you put it in the pool. So always add one chemical at a time, do not mix and match, because that will cause an issue. Now we're gonna add the chlorine to it. It comes with a chlorine starter, you need to get this also. This is a shock chlorine, that means it's a very strong and fast working chlorine. So you need to disinfect the water of any impurities that it has. And also remember that sunlight dissolves chlorine, so if it's long periods open the lid under direct sunlight, it will dissolve the chlorine and you need to add more chlorine on the way. Again, mix the chlorine granules into water, in a bucket of water, so the granules have melted. Then you can pour them in the pool. The packages themselves contain the mixing ratios, how much do you need to add to how much body of water. So read the instructions and follow the instructions. They're usually basically simple to mix and match. How much chlorine do you need to how big a water it is. Then after when you have added, wait for a while so that the chemicals can mix in the water. Then do your test strip again. In this point you will only have to look at the pH level, that it is good. The chlorine level was so high because it has been directly added, so the level will be high, but it goes down after a few hours. And if you add in too much chlorine, just let the lid be open. The chlorine will evaporate and the sunlight will break it down. And if you add too much pH, just use the minus pH. And let's enjoy the bubbles. And now your lazy spa is ready to be used. Enjoy, and this is the best thing that you can do on your summer vacation and enjoy the nice summer evenings.